Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the It's On podcast with Obel
and Naika. Oh, we are so excited today because we have a special guest. His name is Mike Johnson. He is an Air Force vet, an author, content creator, and also a TED Talk speaker. We were first introduced to him on Hannah Brown's season, which was season 15 of The Bachelorette, actually.
Yes, and not to forget, he's also the co-host of Talking It Out hosted by himself and Brian, who won Rachel's season, and from Bachelor Nation. So we are so excited to get to know him today and just, talk it out with Mike. It's just like he talked it out. We want to talk it out with Mike today, and we're so excited to have him on, guys. And if you are listening to us, don't forget to subscribe or follow us and give us a 5-star review and share with your friends. Thanks, y'all. Enjoy this interview. We're on. So
perfect. Yes, like we mentioned, we just had a little, conversation with Mike, but we are so happy to have you on It's On podcast today. And I feel like I'm having like imposter syndrome. I don't know if you know what that is.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, basically, some people don't know, but basically, like, we do not have green check or blue check on our Instagram. And the fact that you agreed to be on our podcast, like, it really means a lot to us.
Well, I personally wanted, my agent told me about it. I wanted to represent, so it was absolutely.
Oh, man. That is so sweet. That is very nice.
I'm gonna be honest, Mike. This is my whole attitude this week. My sister was like, "So we're gonna have Mike on the podcast, right?" I'm like, "Okay," but I'm in my head. I'm like, "He's not coming. He's definitely not coming to the podcast." I'm like, "Come on, like this, he's doing way bigger things right now than coming to sit and talk to like two young girls, two young
black girls."
I'm a young black man. I mean, what's up?
That's right. But I was like, you know what? When she told me like you're gonna be on, like, have faith. Like he literally gave us his word, so he's gonna show up. I'm like, listen, I trust that, and I definitely respect that, and that says a lot about your character. Honestly,
I appreciate it. So you still don't like me, though, right? You still be talking to everybody, right?
We gotta talk about that.
This is what I always say. I dislike certain things about. I dislike certain things about people, like certain things that they do, but that doesn't mean I dislike the person itself. I might not agree with certain things people do, but that doesn't mean I don't like the person. That's what I always say.
I'm gonna have to get into what don't you agree with that I did. I need to know. I might be wrong. I might be wrong.
Now you didn't do anything wrong. Like now we're all good. It was just one little thing that happened, and we were like, I don't know.
What is the one little thing?
Do you want to get into it, Obel? Okay. Do you want to get into it?
Let's just put it all out on the table. Go ahead.
Let's run the timeline. So we had Marlena on our podcast. I don't know if you know Marlena. I'm pretty sure.
Yes, I know Marlena. 100%.
We got to represent the black people on Bachelor Nation. So we had her on the podcast.
She represents Miami.
She does. Sure. In a good way, though. In a good way. Very good.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying
Miami it's all good. Miami is all good. There's no bad there. But anyway, so we had her on the podcast, and I was telling my sister, who would be good for like Marlena? And I'm like, Mike would be great for Marlena. And she's like, I don't think so, because he was talking negative about Nate on his podcast. Yeah, and there was and she listened to like Talking It Out, and I guess you guys. I don't know what you said. I'm like, are you serious? Like, he's awesome, and I was just like hyping you up. She's like, I don't know, and then you can continue about.
So this was the little misunderstanding, or I could say for my part. Okay, so my sister was like, man, I think this will be great. I'm like, you know what? He's a cool dude, but I don't think what he did when he actually posted when he actually spoke to Nate about it, and it felt like it was just like an attack, and it was not like a mutual, like, you know what, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that you feel attacked in that way. So, to me, I felt like you came off like, I ain't apologizing because I didn't do nothing wrong, you know? So that's why I took that into like, I don't know if that was the right move. I don't know if that was right. Because
I have the same personality.
So jolly. I'm like, he's so jolly. I don't know where that came from. Like, he's so jolly. He's cool. And yeah, they're both from Austin. I would think that, you know, obviously y'all cool now, right? Y'all really cool. So it's no bad blood. But it's just me. I was just like, oh my gosh. It's like, why people are passing judgment? Like, why are we passing judgment on people? We don't even know them.
You know, I lost so many Black followers because I spoke my opinion and still don't say sorry. I will not apologize for something that I'm not apologetic for. Which I think personally is a great thing, because when I do apologize, that means, I'm really serious about that.
Yeah.
I really mean it. I'm not going to say that so that you can continue to follow me. No,
I agree. You know? I agree. And you know, and that's good, because at the end of the day, I feel like in social media right now, we need people that stand in their truth and stand in their own. Like, you have to know who you are, because
it's hard though, because people come at us.
But you have to know that those things come with the territory.
Oh, for sure. I'm okay with it. I can handle
mine. And the fact that you know yourself, that says a lot, because at the end of the day, you are like a man that stand on his, on his own. Like, listen, I take responsibility when I do something. And if I don't feel like this was wrong, then I will also take responsibility and know that, this is my word. That's all you got. And I feel like once a person is like that, it's hard for you to be fake. It's really hard.
No, for sure. It really is. Like, you kind of take a stand, because I was just telling my co-host this on my podcast, Talking It Out. Like, let's be honest. All three of us know what to say to make sure that the audience, the listeners, like us, right? True. But that's not what we want to do. Like, we want to be real and authentic and honest. So, like, if you were talking about Marlena, I think Marlena, honestly, is fun as fuck. But like, if you feel that I am, like that, I can say that, and I know what that means. Like, it's true, but I know what comes with me being honest about that,
Right.
But
right.
I personally vow to be honest, and if just because I came in Nate, which I know exactly what I said, because I've gotten a lot of heat for it.
You know what?
I love Nate. I think Nate's great, but I'm not gonna. I think Nate knows the type of man I am as well as I know the type of man that he is.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I love that about you, for sure. That's why I was like rooting for him.
I respect that as hell. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say. I respect that.
And I'm like, but I was like, I'm the same way. Like, I would make such comment, because that's what, like, we have a podcast to kind of express how we feel about things. So, like, what's the point? We cannot always be perfect. Like, some people on the show, they act like flawless, like they're not real. Like, people are not perfect. So
that's true. That's true.
Exactly.
That's beautifully said. I mean, we live in a time and age. I'm not coming at nobody. I've done it myself, right? I'm like, oh, they didn't say something that I like. Exactly. I cancel them, right? I'm gonna do whatever the case may be. But like, if I'm liking there's one internet mentor, I call him. His name's Patrick Bet-David. I don't like a lot of his political views, but I like the way he thinks. I like a lot of the stuff that he talks about. Like, I really, really do. I don't like 100% of them. And we talk, we have conversations. But a good 70 to 80% I'm vibing with, and he's motivating me. And I think he makes me a better person because he don't agree with what I feel all the time. And by doing that, I'm able to learn. So with Nate, I'm able to learn. Nate is passionate. And we're going back to the homie Nate, right? He's passionate about how he feels. And he felt that another black man in this very limited quantity of people in Bachelor Nation, I should automatically be on his side. I feel I should automatically be on your side when it comes to we facing some issues, bro. But when it comes to some Bachelor Nation stuff, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you.
I agree. Honestly, I definitely agree because especially in that world specifically, you need to make sure you have one person that can keep their head straight and say exactly how it is, because everybody
said exactly how it is.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that's very respectable. And honestly, we're going to get right into you, because I know we want to just crash that out, because you are a standoff person and we appreciate that you're here today. But give us a little bit more about yourself. We want to get to know Mike.
Your upbringing, because
your childhood. What was your childhood like?
Yeah. So I moved to Grand Prairie specifically in sixth grade. And because before the sixth grade, I went to a bunch of different elementary schools across the world, from Germany to different places in the States. And I moved second half of sixth grade. I went to two middle schools in sixth grade. The second part, I moved to Grand Prairie, Dallas area. right by Catfish Connection, right there on Keats Boulevard, if y'all know that area. Mm-hmm. And I grew up with 3 women in the household. My mom, my sister, my grandmother. My grandmother moved out. I was the oldest child of the household. And, you know, I remember one thing. I never said this before on any podcast. I think this has a pivotal point to why I am the way I am, especially when it comes to ladies. My homeboy had a girl over the house. I'm not going to say his name. He had a girl over the house. He was doing what you do. And his sisters were upstairs. One of his sisters came down. That forever, I was like, bro, what are you doing? And forever that changed me. And I did a lot of bad things. I don't know if y'all read my book, Making Love You Want. I'm very honest. Like we just said, I'll be honest about what I've done. I was going down a wrong path. I was doing illegal things in life. But I remember saying to myself, there's a song by Plies. I don't know if y'all know, he's an older rapper. Mm-hmm. He had a song featuring Aretha Franklin on it, or he had a sample by Aretha Franklin. On that song, he says, if 2 years of balling were going 10 years of federal penitentiary. And I was like, no, I answered that question for myself. Yeah. And I was in community college. I wasn't going to community college. I was just going up there to go holler. And I remember asking my uncle, I came to him with 4 options. Like, what should I do with these 4 options? It was like a mix between military, being a massage therapist, and continuing college. And he said one question. He said, what's going to make you a man? It's going to make you a man at first, fastest. And so I was 20 years old. I told my homie, I'm going to the military. He thought I was laughing. At 21 years old, I was gone. I went to the military. And so some things happened in the military. Extremely great things happened. Some really bad things happened in the military. And I got out, became a financial advisor, crushed it, was doing great in life. I had a girlfriend that my only love, my first love. We met her in England while I was in the military. She moved to America with me. Unfortunately, we broke up. I talked about it on the show. We broke up. We had a miscarriage. It affects some of the reasons that I am what I am today. And what I mean by that is I'm an intimacy coach. And, I want to be – intimacy doesn't have to do with, like, physicality, right? I want to be intimate with my partner if we go through a miscarriage and things like that. So that affects me today. And I want to be better for whoever is to be my wife and whoever I'm supposed to be their husband to. And, then I went on a little TV show, and now we're here almost, 3.5 years later.
Wow, that's impressive. It's just crazy because, like, when I think about the military, a lot of people, like, think about the dark stuff. A lot of people lose their life and they, have mental health issues when they go through that process. So, like, we want to know, like, while you were in the military, like, how was, like, your mental health?
That's a beautiful question. And I think that for me, like, I always get mad about this. I ain't gonna front. It really do annoy me. When I was on The Bachelor, somebody was like, he's not good enough to be The Bachelor because he doesn't know emotions. He don't cry. I was like, bro, I've been through real life situations to where it's so much deeper than this. And so now I'm gonna come back to your question. You gotta understand, before the military, I was in shootouts. I was in a shootout 7 days before going to boot camp. And so the things that I've done in my life, I've really lived so many different lives. And so the military to me wasn't nothing. The military was, I've been deployed as well. But like the life that the environment that I was in prior to going into the military and the things that I put myself into, because it was my mom. My mom did a phenomenal job. It was me trying to bring home more money for the family. It was me trying to be cool with my homies. And it was me that's why I like to be a mentor of Big Brother Big Sisters, because like I know it. And it was me trying to be him, be that guy, I wanted more money. I wanted to be that guy, and I wanted I wanted more money.
We all want more money, right? But it's beautiful how you said that, because I feel like right now in our generation, especially like in social media, we have a lot of people struggling with mental health. And the fact that you are really promoting mental health and taking care of yourself and self-love. And I think that speaks a lot. And what would you say to somebody, like, especially men, they don't like talking about mental health like that. And I feel like now we're getting into a space where people are more comfortable. But what would you tell like our young Black men that actually been going through stuff and, don't know how to start to go to therapy? Like, have you, how would you formulate that for them?
That's a beautiful question. I remember I was in a Breakfast Club, Charlamagne and I talked about it. But first I want to go back on the mental health aspect, strictly on that. I've lost people that lost their battle with, suicide. And I'm talking about people I was extremely intimate with, really close with, more than one person. And when you go through that, it can do a couple of ways depending on your personality. You can become reserved, you can become like Future and just say I ain't getting close to nobody, or you could be like, yo, I want to love on everybody. I want like everybody. Like we just had a guest on our podcast today that he said he went through a dark place because of social media, right? Y'all may have said good things about him, y'all may have said bad things about him, right? But when it's multiplied by 100,000,
yeah,
our math people, like our math, as in like I'm speaking about our positioning, like from like social media, like we might see y'all might comment. I was taking my shirt off. You might comment. I might get 300 comments, right? 200 of them, bruh, you've been working out, doing good. That last 100 though, you don't look like so and so. But you said this about Nate, but you did this. And that's, for some people, we forget how to do math. Like I had 200 good comments, only 100 bad ones. If you do the math, 2 minus 1 equal, I'm still up.
That's right.
And so when it comes to me and mental health, I wrote a book on it. I created a TV show and I talk about it all the time. I take it extremely serious because I know what I am. I'm a black man that has a position now, and I've had black men DM me like on some straight G stuff. Like, bruh, I appreciate the way you coming. I appreciate the way you talk. They don't watch The Bachelor, so they don't really know if they like me today, if they don't like me tomorrow. But I'm playing with you. But like, it's when you say I felt that when you open the door, when you open the conversation, somebody gonna hear. Somebody's gonna hear. I mean, I literally, one of my friends, I'm not gonna speak of her name. Every 60 seconds, she's on my mind. Maybe every 30 seconds, I think about her in some way. I pray for her, I talk to her, something, right? And you got to let that out. You got to let that out because someone else is going through that spot. Someone else is going through that. And so for me, my homegirl yesterday, she was like, Mike, how do you feel that, isn't it cool that black men can say, what's up, baby? Like I'd be like, I had to think about it for a second. Like, what? He's talking about, hold up now. But she was like, nah, I'll be seeing my black, she said, I seen you do. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, what up, baby? You know what I mean? And she was like, that's cool to me. I never thought about it that way. But she was talking to me about this too, and I was like, I guess, I'm a dude. I don't be paying attention to it. But she noticed it, and I was like, I guess it's cool. But I just think that at the end of the day, we are stronger human beings. We are stronger men for being able to talk about things that we feel make us weak. And I pride myself. I have like a chip on my shoulder for being perceived as a strong man because I am a strong man. And so in order for me to be a strong man, I have to talk about things that make me feel like I'm weak at times because I know it only makes me stronger.
Wow.
That is so true.
That is so beautiful.
So true. I know. Talking about like being a strong man, I know like going on national television show, like, did you expect to have that many following? Like, what were you expecting? Like when you were going to go on there, like how has your expectation changed versus like when you were going on there?
My first thought was, they don't want me on this show. I'm a black dude with tattoos. My second thought was, this girl not gonna like me. She a cute white girl from the South. She ain't gonna like me. And that has nothing against her. That's my own thoughts, right? I think we put that upon amongst ourselves. I had this conversation with a girl I was dating, and she was like, you don't look like you like black girls. I was like, why? And she told me why. And I was like, I actually agree with that. Let's be 100. I look at my own aesthetic. I agree with it, right? But I was like, at the same time, obviously, I like black women. I'm talking to you. And then she was like, well, that's true. And then the second part.
It's funny because we kind of talked about that.
Believe me, I get there's nothing can hurt me. I feel like Eminem in 8 Mile. Like, I wish people would just ask instead of just assume.
Oh, right? That's a big one.
Like, if people actually go down, like, if you go down my feed right now, like before Bachelor stuff or right at Bachelor stuff, I literally had a whole like 9-minute post for black women. No one want to see that. It's on there right now. You can go right now. I ain't touched my phone at all, right? But no one want to see that type of stuff. And that doesn't know me. I ain't gonna lie. But this black girl I was talking to, she was like, I was like, okay, so some of those black guys that you were talking to, like, do you ever think that maybe they actually do really like black women, but so many black women came at them and said, you don't like black women, that finally they were like, look, I'm a dude. I want some attention. I want a little cutty. That girl over there giving me some cutty.
Wow. speak on it.
Thought. But so I never thought that I would get. So going back to the Bachelor, your question, I didn't. The first two things. The third thing, I didn't think my own people would be hard on me. I hate to say it, but that's just true. I didn't think that I would get that many following at all. Like 0%. That was not the thought at all. I didn't. It's true. It really is true. Like, I believe 100% of people that have unfollowed me, send hateful messages, if they were in person with me, they would be like, dude, I didn't like that you said that, man, but your heart is good, man. You're pure, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
100% of the people would say that. But they see one thing, or
just so you know, I did not send out a message and I still followed you.
You good. You good. This isn't for me. This is for like all my homies and homies within Bachelor Nation, all my homies in every situation, like on TV, not on TV, music, not on music, doing dance, whatever the case. If these people knew everything about you, then they would probably think that you're a good human being. Except for that 2%, they make documentaries on, right? But like, we don't. Let's be honest. I don't got the capacity. Neither do y'all have the capacity to get to see everything of one's life. And so that's where, going back to mental health, that's where you got to tell the person, it's not your business, baby. That's their business. If they don't like you, that's their business. And so I had to learn that from the show. I had to learn that you don't like me. I guarantee you probably would be like, yo, he's kind of funny in person.
Yeah, and also I want to say that a lot of people who go out of their way for hate is just a reflection of them and what they're really going through, and they're not comfortable with themselves, so they need something to project that hate on, and a lot of time it's because they really hate themselves, so they have to project that hate, and so they don't understand, okay, we're human beings and we are going to disagree, but there's no necessity for you to go out of your way to send out a hateful message. It's like you said, we are human. In order for us to learn from each other, we have to have different opinions.
We have to. That's been my greatest say. That's been my raising. Yeah, military taught me that.
Definitely. I think we have a lot of friends, and I can tell like the military has been great to you. So kudos. We appreciate that. But I want to ask this, because let's get to the light of the light of things, okay? The fun part, where everybody knows you're a decent looking, I'm not going to say decent, okay? You're a good looking man. Good looking man, okay? A good looking black man. Now you're coming off of this white show, okay? Let's just be real. This is a white show.
It's a white show.
Gradually getting to diversity. We're not there yet. But after coming out of that show, like, how was your dating life? Like, was it the same, or, how did you see it shift, or was it always like, that, I mean, I don't know if you're single still. We don't want to assume right now. We just want to.
That's a great question from a host. I love it. Kudos to that one. High five. The way you threw that in there, love it. Yes.
I was like, yes.
To be succinct, I am still single. I been single the entire time post show? No, I dated 2 people exclusively, and I go on dates. You know what I mean? So
you never post that, really. That's
of course not.
I love that.
Why do we need to post every,
influencers, they always like to post,
That's
a really good thing. That
tells you who I am as a person, right? And not just me, there's a lot of my homies, right? Some people look at it as, let's be honest, if I post me with my girlfriend, I'm going to get a whole lot more engagement. I'm going to get a no brand deal. I'm going to get about 20 more bands coming in, 50 bands, 100 bands coming in. It's the way the game goes. But you have to ask yourself, like, when I have children, they're not going to be on social. Like, I'm not trying to be J. Cole level, but because he is like, he don't show nothing, right?
Love J.
I ain't gonna be. I love him too.
Another level.
I ain't gonna be on his level of like not showing nothing. But
and the skin. What's her name? Olivia Pope. What's her real name? From
Kerry Washington.
Kerry Washington. She doesn't.
Kerry Washington.
Anything.
She calls her Olivia.
I'm like, who is that?
Kerry didn't watch Scandal, I guess.
One girl that I dated post show, she's actually on TV herself. She told me, privacy, not secrecy, and I love that. I love
That's
it.
me right there. That's me right there.
I love that. I love it. And I think also this is the problem. I feel like honestly, social media right now has become a mental health disease on its own. I think they're still doing research on that. It's definitely hard to kind of navigate through. But I think if you know who you are, like you know, you definitely know who you are. If you are somebody that know your goals, because at the end of the day, we can use that platform for good. You know, we can always use it to progress and help somebody and encourage somebody and uplift someone. But it's when you are kind of soaking everything from it. Because I have a friend who told me just post and don't look, and then make sure what you're putting out is just like things that you know are positive. I know, but it's just like,
it's impossible.
I've heard some people who do it. They've like literally just post and just get off, and it's crazy how they do.
Good for them. I mean, I've gotten better at it. I've gotten better at it, but I've gotten way better, but
post a picture and just get off.
well, Beyonce, I mean, it's easy at that. Yeah. I can see Beyonce doing that. But I've gotten better at that. But I never thought in a positive light, I never thought that I have the power to make. There's this one lady, rest in peace. She was battling cancer, and her and her husband, we were all at a Post Malone concert, and they saw me or whatever. She started crying. He started crying. I'm not a crier. I almost started crying. It was a moment. You get ugly face Kim Kardashian, right? and like she was battling cancer, and we have the power, not only myself, but we as in all three of us, not on TV or on TV, like we really do touch people. And she said I helped her battle and gave her strength. She's lost her battle at this time, but like I mean, I never thought that we would get to the we have the ability to touch someone like that. That's like Michael Jackson level. You know, I never had the ability to do that. And so that stuff is beautiful. And then I never thought that I would have, because I was on a show in 2019, you know what happened in 2020, President Trump. And so I never thought that it get real when, like, I feel like I'm one of the real ones. I was in the trenches where I got to speak on my position. And I remember losing 15,000 followers in a day again. I think it's awesome what I went through because I know who I am.
That's right.
I can say on any platform, I'm going to stand up for what I feel.
That's right.
Like, that's amazing.
Roe versus Wade just took place. I was extremely serious about how I feel personally about that. Like, it is what it is. You're going to love me, hate me.
I don't know if you're a believer, but I don't know if you're a believer or not, but I always say the greats are not always liked. And there's a reason why. Because not everybody likes to stand up for the truth. So
that is very true. I think that I hate to say this because Lord Jesus, this boy get on my nerves sometimes. Kanye.
Oh my God.
He get on my nerves a lot of times.
I know he does.
I'm like, bro, you make it so hard to be a fan, homie. Like,
he really does, but so hard. But we still love him.
But he is a great. But I think that a part of being, he is a genius for sure. A part of being. You have to keep going. Yeah. Like, because this is the thing. Like, you can hate me today. You can not like what I said about Nate. I know you don't hate me. But you can not say about
He's
Nate.
He's not going to get over it so bad.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
I'm kidding.
Nate and I are homies, right? But, like,
I know.
People, if I have to keep going. Nate has to keep going.
That's right. Absolutely.
The only way you're going to win. After Kanye said what he said about Harriet Tubman, after Kanye said all the things he said, if he would have stopped producing, making music, doing albums, it would have been very easy to hate. It's just disown them. But you continue to be great time after time. We don't give those people credit because they go through these things and they continue to say, you know what? F all y'all, I'm going to be great no matter what. And then slowly we started you know what? The boy is great.
That's true. For his good and his bad.
Yeah, you got to love them for their good and their bad. It's true.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Well, I don't know if you answered the dating question.
No, yeah. I do not have a girlfriend.
You did. No, so how has, do you actually, pursue girls or do you just let them come to you now?
We know someone who might be interested.
I am the same person that I will let my sister, my homie speak for this. I have gotten better in terms of learning or listening because now, if I'm talking, let's say we talking or whatever, holding hands, walking down the street, some girl come up to me, oh my God, hi. I will look at my girl. If she's cool with it, I'll say, what's up, introduce myself, we take a picture. And then I will immediately go back to the last word that she said or one of the homies said. So I've gotten better at listening to my friends. But as far as like, hell yeah, I'm still gonna holler at you. Like on the street, in the club, it is what it is. I don't care. I'm not J. Cole. Like I'm a Q-list celebrity. You know what I mean? Like and even if I'm Leonardo DiCaprio, I'm a man and I'm single and I'm trying to be taken. I'm gonna come after you.
Okay, that's good. So you're saying that if you want someone, you're gonna chase them for sure. There's no doubt about it.
Yes.
So my next question is like, how come you're single?
How come I'm single? I have dated post show a few times. I am single for this very reason. I'm hella picky. Ooh. I'm uber picky.
Love the honesty.
Honesty,
right?
I'm
gonna always be honest. Always. And I'll be honest again. I don't like the word picky. I like the word selective. And the reason I say that is because when you buy a house, you don't use the word I'm picky when it comes to buying my house. You say, look, I'm going to wait until I find the right one or I'm going to custom build it.
That's right.
And so for me, obviously, I'm not saying I'm a custom builder woman. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, yes, I am attracted to a lot of beautiful women. Yes, a lot of beautiful women have great personalities. I'm trying to see what our energy is like. I'm trying to see, do I feel there's this lady right now that I've known and I'm like, damn, she made me feel stupid. But I like that though. I like the learning. I like the conversation. I genuinely, I love, I love
someone who can challenge you.
Stimulating the mind.
If you do that to me, you got the other, game over. Like I will say, my homie will tell you this too. I've learned, for some reason, I like women that went to school for law. I don't know why. It seemed like if I'm trying to connect some dots.
I'm trying to go to law school.
Okay.
But I am married. Okay, but I feel you on that. I feel you on that, though. I feel you on that. Like, I know, like, your sister, Rachel Lindsay. Well,
I was just about to mention that. Technically,
she's a lawyer. So I'm pretty sure she can, like, find you some
for sure. There was one lady that I hit her up because she be doing interviews, right? She on Extra, and I'm blessed enough to have like the homie that be interviewing the people, And so I hit her one day. I was like, "Yo, you gonna interview this girl?" And she's like, "Boy, I already interviewed her." I said, "What's up?" And I have no problem using big sis. So what's up? But by the time I did it, I was already, we was good. So yeah.
Oh my goodness. So so now we're on this topic, right? So aside from talking it out, I know you work with Brian a lot, and you're like, oh yeah, Rach, just hook me up. But anyway, aside from talking it out. Aside from talking it out, which I am a faithful listener, by the way, I'm just telling you right now.
Thank you so much.
Every morning I go and I'm like, you know what? This is the actual podcast that I feel like it's just more than just the Bachelor, Brett or the Bachelor. And that's what I love about you guys, the dynamic, the way you guys talk about real issues and the way you guys make your guests comfortable. It's just beautiful.
Thank you so much.
And aside from that, I know you have a lot of other projects going on. Just please let us know about that. Because I just saw you posted about a show that I think you mentioned it.
A series?
A series that you came about self-love. Give us more details
on that. My series just went on. Sorry.
No, here, I actually, I'll tell you about both sides of the question. So I did post about a series called A More Sweet. I actually, I spent a nice 6-figure amount creating that show.
Wow.
I take self-love serious. I take this mental health stuff very serious. I put money where my mouth is. And it wasn't the best show. I ain't gonna front. Like from
we got to check it out.
Like from when you watch it back, I'm extremely critical. It came out 2 years ago. I put it out. Or not 2 years ago. It came out Mother's Day, last year, Mother's Day, 2021. It basically was me after I wrote my book. I wanted to continue to further instill, because I feel my personal thought is one of my commanders in the military. I'm sorry for not being succinct. One of my commanders in the military said, I don't want nobody coming to me with a problem unless you have a solution for it. Even if your solution is wrong, that means you at least thought about it deeper. And so I thought about it as like, well, why do we have this mental illness pandemic going on? I was like, because of media. That's how I personally felt. And I was like, well, what can my little speck of sand do to combat that media? I was like, well, media has books. So I put out a book. Then I was like, well, media is obviously screen, whatever screen we watch on. So I was like, let me create a TV show. And I literally created a 4-part TV show. It's 18 and 22 minutes per episode. I did put it out. It was out there. It's hidden now. Because, again, it goes back to all the hate I received. I actually started with Mothers. I have 76 seasons, but I started with Mothers.
Wow.
And the reason I started with Mothers was because, again, me and my ex went through a miscarriage, and like the way that it was bad, right? And so I was like, let me start with something near and dear to me. And I didn't write it. I had a woman write it because who am I? I'm just a male. I think like the male species. So I hired Michelle Rodriguez. She's a Black and Latina lady in Louisiana. I mean, I flew her out, everything. Like, it was legit.
Wow.
And, you know, took care of my people. I mean, I paid almost just to take care of everything. And but it wasn't like the best cinematography ever. Like, there's a show on Netflix called You Don't Know Me Right Now. Awesome. It wasn't like great cinematography, but the message got across. And other things I'm working on now, a few things. I am a certified intimacy coach. And so I have a website called feelingseen.com. It isn't public yet, but we're working on all things sexology. So if your mind want to go freaky, cool. If your mind want to go loving, cool. All those things. I mean, you know, when I've heard things about, I remember a woman telling me, because she knew what I do for a living, she was like, wow, Mike, I'm a bigger set woman. I don't feel comfortable being on top when I'm with my man. Things like that, right? Things that be hidden, that's real, that like we need to get through, you know? And so I'm working on that. It's called Feeling Seen. It's a brand. I'm trying to compete against Goop with Gwyneth Paltrow. I am working on, I was on The Bachelor, right? And so I'm working with wedding venues, beach wedding venues, to offer people weddings and get people married. I'm not going to be it's a business. Like, I'm not the officiator and nothing like that. It's a business I'm working on. And I like goat milk soap. And so I'm working with that right there because I got eczema, I got dry skin.
Wow.
Those are the 3 businesses I'm working on right now. And of course, I got investments and stuff like that.
That is amazing. You're just like all around well-rounded, doing big things for our community. I think it's dope. I think it's really dope. But you know what? I just want to do this. So how's your Spanish? Because I know you've been learning Spanish, right?
Sí.
Okay.
¿Tú hablas español?
Pero, aprendí en la escuela, pero necesita más práctica. Pero puedes
igual,
practicar.
Sí.
Okay. Puedes practicar con tu confitiero, I believe that's what it is, y tu amigo, your co-host. That's what I said.
Oh, sí. A veces sí, a veces. Normalmente antes nuestro podcast. So like normally before our podcast, we will speak in Spanish.
Okay.
Pregunta. ¿Dónde fue tu escuela por español?
Y en Miami.
Miami, okay,
in Miami,
high school, for sure.
In Miami,
yeah, I speak a little Spanish. It's not perfect, though. I need to practice. Well.
Me too. That's exactly really what I was saying.
I'm just listening to you guys. I'm like, I don't understand anything.
You're doing good because I definitely kind of fell off because I also spoke French at my first language. We're Haitian, so we speak French.
Yeah, we're Haitian.
Creole. So I learned in high school actually. So I'm still trying to practice more because I could get way better, but it's easier when you speak like French and other languages because some of the words are kind of.
Yes, you were so right. I was being such a hater for when I went to go learn Spanish in Mexico because everybody else spoke. I mean, every single other human being, other students spoke at least more than one language, and it does help when you speak French or Portuguese or different type of Spanish. Like.
That's true, but you're in the good route. So maybe we see a Latina in your future.
Posible, mi futura reina es peruana. Posible no.
Okay. Bueno.
I'm here like speechless. I don't understand anything you guys are saying. I'm
okay.
Like, okay, let me just throw in a little French there.
There you go. That'll be the next language, probably. More than likely, French.
That's a really beautiful language. Very hard to learn.
Yes, I'm sure it is. Yeah. I'm sure it is.
But we're so happy that you came on, Mike. We have a little game with you. I'm going to let Nana take over.
Yes, we do have a little game. And it's kind of like, since you're part of Bachelor Nation, we just want to know how you feel about Bachelor Nation. So it's going to be like,
I appreciate the question, honestly.
Oh yeah. It's going to be like Family Feud. So you're just going to have to answer really quick. The fast money, the fast money game, I guess they play. So you got to answer really quick. Yeah. Okay. So let me pull that up right now. Okay. Obel, you can ask questions right after me if you want. Okay. So name your favorite couple in Bachelor Nation.
Oh, Brian and Rachel.
For sure.
You better say that.
We really love Rachel here. We would love to have her on this podcast, but I don't know. We don't have a blue check mark, so we might not.
Hey. I'll see. Maybe. I'll see if I can get it.
You gonna work your magic for us? Oh, that would be great.
I'll try. That's a very busy woman.
I know. Oh, but you have your...
Oh, I thought you were gonna continue. Okay. Okay, I'll go.
Name... That's funny. Okay, let me just go. Name someone from your season that you would love for them to be a bachelor right
now. Who's single? I'm trying to think of all my homies that are Tyler.
Nice. That's a good one.
Yeah, everybody would love him.
Exactly. Okay, name a bachelorette season that you would love to be on.
Oh, I don't know all the bachelorettes. So out of the ones that I do know, who I... Mm-hmm. I mean, it's because I know them. You feel me? Like it'd be like, that's. I'm gonna have to go. If I had to pick one that I'll say one that I do not know nothing about her of. Because I mean, obviously I ain't gonna pick Rachel as my homie girl.
Yeah.
It's so many layers. Cause I know a lot of these people. I would say. I know
if you didn't know them,
say that. I mean, I know them though. I don't know.
That's true.
Yes, that's such a hard question because I know some of
between the two black girls, I guess.
I'm gonna pick Michelle then. All
right. Because Rachel is your sister. That would be weird.
Yeah, that would be weird.
Okay, if you were on Gabby and Rachel season, who would you go for?
Now I knew the answer off top, but I wanted to make sure I let it breathe because it comes across disrespectfully when you be answering without thinking. Gabby.
The way you did that is hilarious.
That was clever. I'll give you that. That was extremely clever. Wow. Thank you so much, Mike. Oh my God, that was clever. I love it.
That was hilarious. That was hilarious.
Honestly, what do you feel about their season though? We want to get into that because we're about to recap it in a few weeks.
Yeah.
So what do you feel about what's happening right now? Like, what do you think? Give us your prediction.
Well, one,
especially about the fantasy suite.
I'll talk about that. I think that we talk about on Talking It Out. I think that one, the idea was good to have two bachelorettes, two bachelors, or whatever, but I don't know half the boys' names. That's just honest. No disrespect to them, and I got a podcast. Secondly, I think that I understand if you feel some type of way about somebody that you feel that you love and they may sleep with someone else. I feel that you go on this show knowing that is a potential. So therefore, homie, you can let it be known in the fantasy suites, but then you don't need to say it no more. You can let that person do what they got to do. And I think that's something extremely big on how it comes across. Like, for example, I'm in love with you. I know that I signed up for this show. And I know that it may come to this, and I know that you may see some other guys, and I'm okay with that. But it does hurt me, and I will get over that if you are meant to be with me, and I'm meant to be with you.
You know what? I do Mike for Bachelor, okay? Mike for Bachelor.
I do have a question, though. I do have a question. But, how do you feel about someone actually being in love with someone and feeling like it's okay to actually, test out the water? In their position right now, they might be in love with two people. Do you feel like it's possible for you to be in love with two people and explore that physical connection with both to kind of decide which one you really love? Like, does it? How do you feel about that?
I can answer that, but I think the real question is, hell, let's be 100. If they both good in bed, ain't gonna make it harder. I'm just saying. Like, it's going to make it harder. So I would, if I were the bachelor, I would have to consider that. Like, if one girl just the way we be kissing, I'm like, nah, baby, this ain't it. Right? Cool, easy. But if like both was like hidden, it would be very, very hard. Especially if everything else is already there. I'm speaking like it's just me and you. Like,
that's true.
That's a thought. And so for me, I don't know if I can sleep with all of them. I really don't. I really don't.
Like, would you try to sleep with both, or like Clayton sleep with all three? Or would you just like go with the one that you feel like you have an emotional connection with?
So today, our guest on our podcast was extremely political. I ain't gonna be political at all. I'm just be 1,000 with you. Don't give me the political answer because I can be political with that, right? The real answer is, if I love you, I'm going to probably want to sleep with you. But I also know, well, me as y'all know what I do for a living. So I feel that I would be able to decipher this or that person really quickly, because a lot of things is, it's about the aftercare. It's about the conversation that we have when the cameras aren't there. And so, but when it comes strictly to the intimate, the physical sex intercourse aspect, I want to say that I don't know. And I hate that because it's political, but for me to give an answer, if I'm in love with you, I'm probably going to want to sleep with you. I mean, let's be honest,
And do you feel like it's possible to be in love with two people?
That part I do. With some of the clients that I've had and what I do for a living, I think that love has agreements, a part of it. And I think that we don't look at it from that angle. When I'm in love, my agreement is that you can, but don't overtly disrespect me. Don't purposely disrespect me, right? For an example, that's an easy example we can all agree with, right? When it comes to love. I think that there are people in this world that can love more than one person, but be in love. In my level of maturity today, I don't think you can be in love with more than one person.
That's it, guys. Y'all heard it from here. It's a wrap. And
I don't think so. Yeah.
Last and I believe final. I don't know if you have anything else you want to ask, because I know you're busy, my man. So we're not trying to keep you all night. We have a lot of questions, but we're trying to wrap this up for you.
I anticipated 4 hours, so you're good. Thank you.
Oh, nice. We have more than. Okay, I'm just getting started.
You don't understand sarcasm, but anyway. Okay.
That's me being sarcastic back.
No, you're good. You're good. She said that's me being sarcastic.
Just in case he didn't.
That's true. That's actually true. But anyway, we just want to know the books that you're reading, because you're a reader, and we love to. We want to know your favorite books, because we want to always educate our people. I think that's one of the things that we are, as a society, are not doing enough, is reading, because that is very essential to us growing as human beings. So I think we want to know your favorite book, and if you could change something about your whole journey going to the bachelor from now, what would it be? What would it be? And if you would do it again?
I'll answer the second question, or you asked three. I'll answer the second one, then the third one, and the first one. The second one, it's extremely vain, but I would make sure I have my body on point. I don't care how I come across. That's just real. I'm giving y'all the real.
We know what you told Matt. Was it Matt? Yeah, Matt.
James, yeah, Matt. I told
James. We know what you told.
That's my personality. I'm a very honest person. Matt, I love you, bro. You're a good looking dude. I need you to gain about 15 pounds of muscle. And he said he did.
It's hilarious. That's hilarious.
That's a real friend.
Lost it.
That's a real friend, though.
I ain't gonna front. For being a tall guy, it's hard to keep the weight on.
It is. I was once 90 pounds.
It's hard. It's really hard. The third question, will I do it again? I'm very adamant. If I'm single and they put that girl on it, I'm like, whoa. You will see a completely different Mike in terms of the way everything. Like if I'm coming for you, you're gonna see it. It's going to be evident. You're going to smell it.
You're going to see it. I love it.
And then the first question, these are the two books that I'm reading concurrently right now. 101 Essays That Will Change the Way That You Think by Brianna West. It's fantastic. I adore this
That's
book.
nice.
I'm reading some more tonight. The second book, the second part of my brain, financial, 100 million offers, by Alex Hormozy. Basically, he's a 32-year-old dude worth 9 figures. He's extremely humble and sweet. He actually cried because of how much he cares and how much he wants to give back to people. And so he just gives away free game. This book is actually like 99 cents. Like, he don't play.
Wow.
And so like, he really wants you to win. And then my favorite book of all time is The Power of Your Subconscious Mind.
Yes,
I like this book.
Saw that one. Yeah, I saw
this
that
book
one.
Is like, I highlight this book like a series of The Simpsons. And it's like yellow everywhere.
I think I need to get that one next because I had it on my book.
Yes.
Since I brought the homie up, Charlemagne, shook ones.
Nice.
Nice.
Got to got to talk about the homie.
It's
so
really
got to represent the homie.
What about Rachel's book? I don't see Rachel's book.
I got all my bachelor people books down here.
We're big Rachel fans.
I didn't know I didn't know I had to be politically correct. You know what I mean? My apologies, big sis. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mike, for coming on. Just let our people, I'm pretty sure they know where to find you, but let our people that don't listen to The Bachelor find you because they want to get to know you. And hopefully you gain back those followers because you're very, very good. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you for coming here.
You're perfectly fine. I try to be. I'll be like, yo, you can ask me any question. I would say instead of like where you can find me, you can find something that I'm really passionate about, Big Brothers, Big Sisters of America. You can find them at BBBS America on IG.
BBBS America.
Also, we end this podcast by saying it's off with Obel and Naika, but you usually do something on your podcast where you kind of like say, and baby, or something. I don't remember, but we really want you to end it like that. So that would be really nice.
So we're about to get off. And then when our sister finished, then you could go ahead and do that part.
It's on. Yeah. It's on. Okay.
So we're gonna. So this is how
we're gonna say it's off.
We're gonna say it's off because we said it's on already. But we're gonna say it's off this time. Okay. All right. So thank you guys for listening. So we are now off with Obel
and Naika.
And we love everything that you guys are saying to us. Please continue to message us, write us, comment us, follow us on social, and make sure that you guys continue to just be honest with us as we always will be with you guys.